Alright, this is the video for class on Wednesday, March the 9th. So we're going to start out with regular factoring. I know we've done this before, but let's practice it some. So I know this is regular factoring because my leading coefficient is 1. When that's the case and there's no GCF, I jump right into parentheses. So I got to think about what two numbers multiply together to give me this number, which is negative 27, and what two numbers add together to give me negative 6. Give you a second to think about that. The answer is negative 9 and positive 3. Negative 9 times 3 is negative 27, and negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6. If you wanted to check to make sure that you did this correctly, you would double distribute here. X times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, and you'd go through and check. That's what regular factoring looks like. Another example of regular factoring. So if you have, I know this is regular because, again, the leading coefficient is 1. So right away, and I know there's no GCF, I throw down the parentheses. X times x is x squared. What two numbers multiply together to give you positive 9 and add together to give you negative 10? And the answer is negative 9 and negative 1. Moving on. If you had x squared plus x minus 12, this is another example of regular factoring. So I immediately throw down my parentheses, x times x. The only tricky part about this problem is you have to understand that there's an invisible 1 right here. So it's what two numbers multiply together to give you negative 12 and add together to give you positive 1. And that answer is positive 4 and negative 3. So that is what regular factoring looks like. Now I'm going to do a couple of slide factoring. So if you have 2x squared plus 7x minus 15. Now this is slide factoring, guys, because the leading coefficient is no longer 1. Now it's a 2. It doesn't have to be a 2. It could be a 3, a 4, or a 5. The key issue is that it's not 1. So the way that this works is you're going to take that leading coefficient and you're going to multiply it by the last number, the constant, and then you're going to rewrite the entire expression without the leading coefficient. So here's what that would look like. X squared plus 7x minus 30. So again, what I did was I took the 2 and multiplied it by negative 15. Now I'm in a situation where I can just factor this regularly. So it's x times x is x squared. What two numbers multiply together to give you negative 30 and add together that give you positive 7? Well, the answer to that is going to be positive 10 and negative 3. Now, if I was doing regular factoring, I would be done. However, I'm not. I'm doing slide factoring. So I take this 2 that I originally multiplied and I bring it back in. So I'm going to divide both the 10 and the negative 3 by 2. So 10 divided by 2 turns into positive 5. This guy right here, the 2 is going to get, it's going to slide in front. It turns into 2x minus 3. You always simplify as much as you possibly can. If you want to stop the video and replay that problem again, feel free to do so. I'm going to do another. So let's say I have 5x squared minus 18x minus 8. So obviously this is slide factoring because of the 5. So what I do is I take the 5 and multiply it by my constant. So this is 18x minus 40. Then I regular factor x times x. The combination is going to be negative 20 and positive 2. Now remember the number that I multiplied by? I bring it back in, and that number is a 5. So this turns into x minus 4. And this guy, the 5 is going to slide in front, and it's 5x plus 2. I'm done right there. And that, guys, is slide factoring. Let me say one more thing. If this right here, actually, if this, let's pretend that this was 8 over 6. You would not slide the 6 here. You would simplify both by 2, to make it 4/3, and then you would slide. Again, if you want to play that video again for class tomorrow, please feel free to do so. Thank you.